Welcome back to the channel, guys. Goji Boy here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Mafex Scarlet Spider comic version. Let's get started. And here we have our Mafex Scarlet Spider. And this is a very simple design brought to life in Mafex form, and I am here for it. And right off the bat, I will say he's one solid color. So with that being said, like, you're not going to see that bleeding that you may come across like with the webbing on Peter on the Ben Reilly Spider-Man. Like this guy, you're not going to experience that, which is great. But there is ever so slight shading on the reds for that muscle definition. So something to note. Articulation, he can look upwards no problem, as well as down. All of that nice side to side head movement between the neck and head working together. Arms can go up no problem. The hoodie does not get in the way at all. And that butterfly joint is present, of course. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, sculpted web shooters looking great, and hands are on those pegs. He will have a ball joint at the chest as well as the waist, allowing for that lean back we all love, as well as forward. The belt is sculpted, does not get in the way of the ab crunch at all. And it looks really good, simple, but great. Legs can kick forward as well as backwards, no problem. Mine is still a little bit tight. You will have a thigh cut as well as some drop down right here. Double jointed knees, sculpted pouches on the ankles, ankle rocker, and toe hinge. So it is all there. The hoodie is a nice soft material. It has the spider embedded right there. And there is some wiring at the hood itself so that you're able to go ahead and pull it over him. Get those iconic poses and really, again, bring this guy to life. In regards to accessories, he is going to have a total of 3 head sculpts. So number 1, if he allows me to pop off the head, will be the standard eyes one. Rounded, looking great. You're gonna notice some line works around like the eyes right here, like the brows are furrowed. Second one, you're gonna notice that line work even more. Eyes are bigger, more angry, if you will, expressive look. So here's the first one right there. So eyes are different for sure. And lastly, we have the more angular eyes. This one really screams Clone Saga. It's looking great. Now, this figure does not bring an unmasked head, but if you had the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, that one did bring one. The blonde hair. And you can, of course, pop it right onto this guy. I'm gonna do it off camera because, God, this guy's giving me a hard time. But, here we go. Scarlet Spider, unmasked. So again, if you have the other guy, this works and looks great. So pop this off, put on the other head, stand this guy right back up here. So Scarlet Spider is going to have quite a few pairs of hands as well. So number 1, you will have the fish side of the package. You will also have a pair of the magnetic hands that all of these Spider-Man figures bring, as well as the magnetic feet. You will have a pair of web swinging hands, web shooting hands, the thwippers, relaxed hands, and the open splayed ones. A lot of options. He will also bring quite a few different webs. Number 1, the short shooting web, as well as a pair of the longer version of that. A pair of web lines for swinging. This one's pretty neat as well. He's gonna have a pair of these with a nice spiral going on. and a single web line that is bigger. You can use it for swinging as well. Some nice spinning right here, twirls, looking great. For a quick comparison, the very first figure that I want to bring in is an OG, the Marvel Legends Scarlet Spider. I remember finding this guy at Target many years ago and just being so pumped to finally have come across him. And of course, I do think that the Mafex is the superior version of them, but nonetheless, I still have this Marvel Legends. It's just a classic. Most notably, you're going to see that the spider is bigger on him right here, as well as like the red on the belt itself. The Marvel Legends also has the spider on the back side of the hoodie. Something to note. Putting him aside, we're going to bring in the Ben Spider-Man right here, as well as the Peter. And just because we're going to bring in the black suit as well. So let's scooch all of these aside. And I love the Mafex Spider-Man line. I don't know about you guys, but I really love it. It's like the definitive Spider-Man figure for me. I stopped collecting Marvel Legends years ago. I do have many of the villains, so I really do hope that they incorporate the villains into their Mafex line, because that, forget it. It's going to be so great. So with that, let's finish up. So Scarlet Spider-Man is a pretty simple figure, but it is the first in the Mafex Spider-Man line to have a cloth goods accessory, being the hoodie. It has a wire throughout the hood itself, so that way you're able to pull it over his head, get some cool action shots with it that way as well. The figure is primarily red. He's got some shading throughout. You won't have to worry about any bleeding throughout the line work of the webs, because this figure doesn't have that. He also has 3 pretty cool head sculpts, one of them being this angular one that really screams Clone Saga. Unfortunately, the figure does not have an unmasked head sculpt, but if you do have the Mafex Ben Reilly Spider-Man, that figure did include one, so you're able to go ahead and pop it onto this guy. So that's just something to note. If you do have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. You can check out my Instagram at gojiboy93, where you're going to find photos of this guy as well as many other Spider-Man figures in my collection. Until next time, guys, take care.